So I'm going to start off by saying I will be playing some excerpts from Sonbonfu's Women's Wisdom from the Heart of Africa. I'm going to share, as promised, these excerpts because what happens is she's talking about the importance of the village. It takes a village to raise a child. And she talks about those women who are barren, those who did not have any children, and the importance, the role that they play in so many people's lives. Their life is not useless. God knows. I have a sister who never had any children, and she is to my children and other children what I can never be to them. At the same time, I am my children's mother, yeah, and she cannot step into my role. But at the same time, she is to them what I could never, never be. And then you have to be able to accept that. And some people actually battle with other people that come into their children's lives, that play a role in their lives that they could never play. And they try to block that relationship. I know some of y'all are guilty of that, right? And some of y'all know people that are guilty of that. And it is really, really bad. I don't even know what direction, what path my life would have taken had I not allowed other elders to come in my life, right? And one of the ladies who came into my life had no girl children, right? I was 23 or 24 when I met her. And she took me in and she says, I'm the child that she never had. Really, truly, right? But she would always introduce me as her daughter to other daughter, to people, right? And data and all of that. So she always introduced, and she was the one. She is the reason why I'm here with you today. Because at 24 years old, she said to me, fall on your ancestors, Regina. But I just want you to listen to this most of all, because I just want you to see how important it is. From our elder spoke, Sonbonfu Some, about the importance of the village and how everybody is vital in the community. Everybody plays a role, even the woman who has no children.
When we send out the call to the universe to make our body available to the spirit, and so we have spirit who come in answer to that call. Then they come in the form of a child who comes to enlarge that family that we have created. And this is then the sign that we have been able to create a foundation that is strong enough to include other beings from other world and also from this world. And for women, it is one of the most important steps that we'll take. The willingness to walk into the unknown, to surrender the spirit, where we would let the spirit use our body home as their dressing room. From then on, where they will come to this place. And so, for many women around the world, although given the physical birth can be very important, it is also as important that women in the community who are not bringing the physical birth can also bring birth in a different way, in a very symbolic way, in a sense that I have found in my own life, growing up in the villages, that some of the best mothers for me have been the women who have not brought children forward because they have given me unconditional love, because they do not have the experience of being so attached to a child that will feel like suffocating you in your process. And so anytime when I have found that I am being suffocated by my mother, I run to those women because I know they'll not only save me from my mother, but they will also help me be free and let that free spirit just run wild. And so there is a reason for those women to be in the community and not to bring children forward to this world in the physical form, because they do it in the spirit form. They allow the child to be free. They give a gift to the child that the parent themselves would not have been able to give. They also bring another gift in the form of inspiring parents of finding a different way of relating to their children, and also inspire them with the gift of freedom to be able to ask for help from other people so they can go and run around the world and rejuvenate themselves so they can have better relationship with their children. So this whole notion of having other people involved in the child's life is very important, and that where the notion that it takes a village to raise a child comes from. But at the same time, it takes a community to keep a parent sane, without which the parent might go crazy, and even the most loving parent can lose their temper with their children. And so I would like for you to think about, who have you been a parent to? Is it your child, somebody else's child, a cat, a dog, a vision? What is it you have birthed into this world? How has it changed your community and your intimate life?
And so our elder wants you to think about how that, how you have been able to impact the life of a child or an animal, a cat, a dog, someone else's children. How are you able to impact the life of somebody? It does not have to be a biological child. It does not have to be, right? I can't imagine what my life would have been like had I not opened my spirit to what the elders had for me. Because me and my mother, God knows, we did not get along. No, we didn't. We bumped heads forever. It was up and down, left and right, all day, every day. It was nonstop. And even into my adult years, we did not get along. We did not. And why did we not get along? So many reasons, but mostly because I challenged my mother, right? I wanted to show her certain things she was not ready for. And also, she did not let things go in terms of healing, in terms of forgiveness, in terms of how she did not also respect me as an adult in many ways. So we clashed. Of course we did. But as a result, I was able to open my spirit to other women that came into my life, and I can't imagine if I didn't open my spirit to receiving from people. And most of the people that I was able to receive from were actual mothers who didn't have any girl children. So I was just fortunate. But I want to read this article here about Sonbonfu Some to give you a little bit more background as to our elder. She's not an ancestor. Sonbonfu Some, ancestor, mentor, and former faculty. Renowned teacher and mentor, Sonbonfu Some was one of the foremost voices of African spirituality to come to the West. Mentored by her Dagara elders, she brought ancient indigenous African wisdom to our Western culture in a compassionate, loving, and joyful way. Sonbonfu was born in a remote village in the West African country of Burkina Faso. Her Dagara people have preserved the old ways of African village life, which I honor them for, with family structures and spiritual practices that have been in place for over 10,000 years. Sonbonfu's name means the keeper of the rituals. Yes, the keeper, the preserver. She began her initiation at the age of 5 when her elders discovered that she was speaking a language from the spirit world and foretelling important events. Sonbonfu is an instinctive and intuitive healer who taught from the deep well of knowledge of womanhood and spirit, traveling the world to offer her native perspective on community, healing, intimacy, rituals, and the sacredness of everyday life. A graceful and eloquent woman, she possessed a charm and modesty that enabled her to touch people deeply. You understand? Her message rings with an intuitive power and truth that, in the words of Alice Walker, can help us put together so many things that our modern Western world has broken. She was in Africa when she passed on January 2017. Praise God. She is now an ancestor. From Nikki Ann Feinberg. I know I am not alone as I grieve the loss of this dear friend, teacher, mentor, and elder. As many of you know, Sonbonfu was a special one. She lived a life true to her name, keeper of the rituals, and I consider it such a gift to have participated in ritual with you all under Sonbonfu's leadership. It is evident to me that the world is stronger, wealthier, happier, and more resilient thanks to the wisdom embodied and experiences shared amongst us all, Sonbonfu, the Dagara people, all the elements, and the ancestors. So I just wanted to share that with you because as I'm going to be sharing more healing words and wisdom from our elder Sonbonfu Some, my ancestor, I just had to let you see her beautiful face. And I'm going to continue to show her beautiful face while I share because it's only befitting. So I just wanted to share with you that piece from her audiobook, and I'm going to share some more because there's certain things in this book. I mean, I keep revisiting it, and that's why I haven't stopped my subscription with Audible because that book, I can only find it in an audio version. But I just wanted to thank you for listening, and I hope something that was said that blesses your heart. There are women out there that think that because they did not bear a children, that they are worthless, that they don't play a part, even though they are in the lives of the many children around them. They have this disgusting voice in their head telling them, you are nothing because you don't have children. Those children whose lives that you have impacted, you can boast on them just like they're your own. Yes, because they are. They are your children. Yeah, they are. In the spiritual realm, I honor the woman that came in my life. I honor the many that have blessed my life, blessed my path. This one taught me this, and this one taught me that, and this one taught me that. I've always been around women of grace and of dignity, respect, carrying themselves in such a way where I know how to carry myself now that I'm older and gray. So I'm grateful, and I hope you will continue to open up your spirit, young women, to the elder women that are around you, and may you elder women that are in the midst of the young women, offer them a smile. Offer them words of encouragement. Say something good. And stop giving them that judgmental look. Stop judging them with your eyes. Open up your heart, your empathy for the young people in your midst, because we need you. It takes a village to raise a child.